Have you ever seen someone accidentally expose their own lie? My best friend Ava had it bad for Tyler since middle school. She'd laugh at his jokes even when they weren't funny, show up to every basketball game just because he played, even cut her hair because he once mentioned liking short hair. But Tyler? He acted like she was completely invisible. Senior year, she finally worked up the courage to ask him to homecoming, and he literally laughed in her face. "I don't really do the pity date thing," he said loud enough for his whole friend group to hear. I begged her to move on, but for some reason she just wouldn't let him go. She was still talking about him that Friday night sleepover at her place. Her parents were out of town, so we did a quick store run to grab our favorite flavors of Ben & Jerry's, and queued up some movies, ready to gossip all night. We hadn't even gotten to the ice cream yet when my mom texted around 11 p.m. saying I had to come home because my aunt was visiting. Ava was disappointed but walked me to the door anyway. "Text me when you get home safe, okay?" she said with this big smile. I texted her when I got home. She sent back a heart emoji. That was the last thing she ever sent anyone. Her mom found her the next morning. Anaphylactic shock. She'd eaten my flavor of Ben & Jerry's not knowing it had peanut butter in it, and her EpiPen had expired. Her mom called me around 9 a.m. and I couldn't even understand what she was saying through the crying. The guilt hit me like a truck. It was my ice cream that killed her. I went to school Monday morning in a complete daze. I couldn't stay home. Couldn't be alone with my thoughts. I was at my locker when Tyler walked past with his friends and looked around like he was searching for something. "Where's your little shadow today?" he said with a smirk. Ava finally get a hint or something? I just stared at him, feeling my eyes start to burn. "She won't be coming to school anymore," I said quietly. His smirk faltered. "What, did she finally transfer or something?" "Just fuck off," was the only thing I could say. I walked away before he could say anything else, before I completely broke down in front of him. I heard him asking other people in the hallway what happened. Heard someone tell him anaphylactic shock like it was nothing. Within an hour, my phone started blowing up. Tyler had posted on Instagram a picture of Ava from homecoming where you could barely see her in the bleachers, zoomed in and cropped to make her the focus. The caption was this whole essay about losing my best friend, and she was always there for me. I felt sick. This was the same guy who just called her my little shadow 10 minutes ago, and now he was writing paragraphs about his best friend. Tyler changed his profile picture to a party photo, zooming in on Ava in the background like they were actually together. He posted stories with sad music, old yearbook photos with her face circled in hearts. Changed his bio to "Forever missing my angel" with Ava's birthday. People commented, "OMG Tyler, I'm so sorry," and "You two were so cute together," and I couldn't believe he was actually getting away with this. I wanted to call him out, to tell everyone he was a fraud, but I didn't want to start drama. I was grieving enough, so I stayed quiet and watched this guy who literally called her my shadow turn her death into his personal tragedy. It made me sick knowing she would have been so happy to finally have his attention, even though it was all fake. The funeral was packed. Ava's little brother gave this beautiful speech about Sunday morning pancakes. Her mom barely got through reading Ava's favorite poem. I sat there crying, actually crying for my best friend, while Tyler sat in the front row dabbing his eyes with tissues for everyone to see. His grief was just another performance. Then Tyler stood up during open mic. He didn't ask, just walked to the microphone wearing a black suit. "Ava and I go way back," he started, voice already shaking. "Back to 7th grade, actually. I remember this one day in middle school when Ava forgot her lunch. She was sitting alone at our table looking so sad, and I had this peanut butter sandwich my mom packed. I walked over and split it with her right down the middle. We sat there eating together, and she told me that was the kindest thing anyone had ever done for her." His voice cracked perfectly on cue. "That sandwich started our whole friendship. After that, we were inseparable." I felt my mouth drop open. Holy shit. He didn't even know. He didn't even bother to look up what anaphylactic shock meant. I shouldn't have smiled, but I couldn't help it. He just played himself and didn't even realize it. Ava's mom gasped, and her little sister stood up so fast her program hit the floor. "What the hell is wrong with you?" Ava's mom screamed, her voice echoing through the church. "Ava died from a peanut allergy. Is this some sick fucking joke? Do you even know who she was?" Tyler's face went from performative sadness to pure panic. He started stammering that maybe it wasn't peanut butter, maybe it was ham, maybe he was thinking of someone else, but then he couldn't stop himself. He launched into this speech about how grief makes us all remember things differently, and we shouldn't let details divide us in our mourning. Ava's dad didn't wait for anyone. He walked straight up to Tyler. "Get the hell out of my daughter's funeral, now." Security escorted him out while everyone watched, and for the first time all week, I wasn't thinking about Tyler. I was just thinking about Ava.